Isn't it funny how things can be actually so simple and so plain, yet still hard to see? I was thinking last night about my relationship with God and how to be closer to Him, and I just had a light bulb moment from the Holy Spirit where I was just like, oh, duh, because He was just explaining to me how it's in the same way that I build a healthy relationship with my husband is how I build a healthy relationship with him and how I build a closer relationship with him. Before I would think like, oh, I'm going to spend this amount of time reading. I'm going to make sure I read for this amount of time of day. And I'm going to make sure I read at least this many chapters. And I'm going to try to pray for this long. And all of those like manufactured ways don't just grant you a closer relationship, in the same way where it's like, I don't just, oh, I'm going to talk to my husband for this much time today, and I'm going to make sure that I like say this many things. Like, I don't do that. I just seek to be with my husband. And in the same way, I should be seeking to just be with God. Like, the biggest things that a relationship or a marriage needs to be healthy are the biggest things that your relationship with God needs to be healthy. And it's like, duh, because our marriage is meant to reflect God. Like, it's our marriage is meant to glorify God. So the biggest things, if you ask anyone who has a long relationship or a healthy relationship, and you ask them like, what is the secret, they're probably all going to say communication is number one. And that's exactly what we need with God. We need to communicate with Him. We need to be praying to Him, talking to Him, reading His Word. Reading His Word is so, so, so important. Not just for any set time, just for however long He tells you to. Just read His Word, just be with Him. Intimacy. Your marriage needs intimacy. Your relationship with God needs intimacy. You need to just be with Him, just to experience Him, not for anything else other than to just experience Him and to hear from Him. Forgiveness. You need to be quick to forgive in your marriage if you want it to be healthy. And you need to be quick to forgive others. Like, also, we can't be holding on to unforgiveness in our heart yet seek to be close with God. God tells us that we must be quick to forgive, that we must forgive others if we want Him to forgive us. So if we're trying to seek intimacy with God and be close with Him, yet we're holding on to offenses from other people and unforgiveness from other people, we will not experience that closeness with Him because we are being disobedient to Him. And yeah, believing the best about each other. Like, in your marriage, if you take everything your spouse does personally, like, if they're irritating you or annoying you and you take that and like, you're doing that on purpose, you're trying to annoy, you're trying to hurt me, and like, whatever it may be. But if you don't believe the best about them in their actions, then you're not going to have a very healthy relationship, because you're not going to view them in the best light. You're going to think that they're always coming after you, they're always trying to do something to you, and that's not going to bring you closer together. In the same way, if when things go wrong in your life, you blame God and you're mad at God, like, God, why would you allow this? Why would you do this? But you don't stop to dwell on His character and who He is, and ask Him, like, God, what do I need to do in this situation? Or what are you doing? What do you want to change in me through this situation? Or whatever the case may be. But believing the best of your spouse, believing the best of God, like, it's all like reflection. It's all mirroring to how we're meant to be in our relationship with God. And it's just such a beautiful thing to just experience Him. Like, first should be our relationship with God and intimacy with Him. And everything else will thrive out of that thriving. Out of our relationship with God thriving, everything else will be okay. Everything else will be worked out because that is the foundation for everything. So you may think that I really want a marriage, or I really want a baby, or I really want this new thing, whatever it may be, whatever your thing is. In reality, it is a God-sized hole that only He can fill. Whatever it is that you're seeking after, if you do not have intimacy with God, it is that you're truly missing, and you won't know until you experience that for yourself. You can hear people all day talk about how good God is and how being with Him is so amazing, but until you taste and see for yourself that the Lord is good, you won't truly know. That nobody can taste your food for you, nobody can tell you, like, people can tell you, but you won't know until you experience it yourself. And so whatever it may be, give God your yes and surrender it all to Him, because He is so worth it. Another important thing is honesty. Honesty in your marriage, honesty in your relationship with God. Your marriage cannot be healthy without honesty. If you're not able to truly say how you feel and how you think and what you think about things in your marriage, then you are not truly known. In the same way, we need to be completely honest with God. Even though we already are known, He knows already what we feel and what we think, but He desires our honesty so that we can understand that He can handle it all and He can teach us a better way. So this is the first time in my life of being actually surrendered to God and just being like, God, whatever you want to do in my life, yes, like whatever you have for me, yes, whatever you want me to say, yes, like whatever it is, because I know that your ways are better than my ways. And He wants us to just be honest about how we feel, because I told God, like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I just don't want to. I'm uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like putting myself out there. And He knew all of that about me, but He wanted me to be honest about that. And my husband, actually talking with my husband and just being honest with my husband, allowed me to be honest with God, because I was just venting to Him about how I feel. And He like identified, like, you don't like it because you feel uncomfortable. And I was just like, yeah, bingo, exactly, that's exactly it. And then I was able to just bring that to God and like, God, I'm uncomfortable, I don't like this, and I just don't want to do it. And He's so good in His kindness, because obeying Him anyway when we feel like there's things we don't want to do is just incredibly rewarding. And He's just so good like that, because experiencing His love, like getting up when we don't really want to, doing whatever the thing is that he wants us to do that we don't want to do, is so rewarding, because He gives us His peace and His love. And there is nothing like it. There's nothing like it. There's nothing as good as peace from God and love from God, and just being with Him, knowing that there is an eternity to come after this. There's nothing worth more. And having a servant's heart towards your spouse and towards God, the same way Jesus said, I came to serve, not to be served, is the same way we should be seeking to outserve our spouse in whatever it is, not keeping a record of how many times we've done things and they haven't, but just serving, just because that is the heart of Jesus towards us serving God. God, whatever you want me to do, I will do. And yeah, seek Him for yourself. He's so good.